So in today's session, I'm going to discuss with few of the representations of your Tableau data, okay, with few of the elements called like titles and axes, okay. Now look at this. So if you open up your desktop application where I'm trying to interact with any source, okay. Now I'm going to choose the respective tables, fine. Okay. Fine, something like that, okay. Now, and this is important. Now look at this. Let me hit on the worksheet. Okay. Now look at this. As we know that this is what data window, right? The left side, whatever you are seeing is a data window. And on the right side, whatever you are seeing is worksheet, right? Now, whenever I am trying to generate a tab, I mean a specific report, right? What happened to the source data? So the data is not retrieving here. So that is the reason even your graph also not showing any respective elements of data. Okay. Fine. Okay. Now go to worksheet. Now look at this. So what I did, look at this, guys. I'm just trying to pull in one of the element, that is category. Okay. Fine. What I did, I have chosen one dimensional element. Okay. Textual dimension. Fine. Now look at this. Here I'm going to choose one measure. Okay. So what happened here, guys? Whatever you are seeing here, right? This is what headers. Okay. What headers? Do you want to edit this? See, you can. What happened? You can edit the headers also, but in a realistic scenarios, this is what your LOV is. I mean, say in a, as per the your business, right? We used to call it as what LOV is, which is these values are reflecting from your data source. You can call it as LOVs or list of values or records, or as per the terminology of a Tableau, we used to call it as headers. Okay. What is that? Headers. Nothing but values across dimensions. We used to call it as LOVs, list of values. Okay. That is one thing. And sorry. Now look at this. Again, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to add I have a measure here. Fine. This category, right? This category is nothing but header label. Header label, which means it is briefing you about, okay, it is briefing you about the header of your list of values. So this is the reason we used to call it this as header. Okay. Now, do you want to deal with anything formatting? See, what is the format? Let's say I would like to have it in bold color with something different colors. Look at this. Yes, customers will definitely ask you to deal with some kind of a formatting stuff also, because they will exclusively mention that the header, okay, right? The header label should be in different color and the font should be something different. Something they will definitely let you know. Okay. And the list of values is what you used to call it as headers. Okay. but as per the terminology of the Tableau desktop, you better to call it as what? Headers. Okay, fine. Next, what you have is axis. Axis is nothing but this portion, guys. Whatever you are seeing, this portion is called as axis. Okay, axis. Now, do you want to edit this axis? Yes. Do you want to reflect it automatically? See, all these things you can define it. Okay, most of the times, anyhow, this tick marks and all you will come to know very slowly. Don't worry with this. Okay, this is what axis. So header, header label, axis. Okay, you have this content, right? Now, then where is the title of a report? Isn't it? Now look at this. Okay, and guys, one more thing is, this is what one pane. Now look at this. Let's say if I add one more measure, right? What will happen? Look at this. This is one pane. This is related to discount. One pane, or we used to call it as block. This is another pane, something like that. Okay, this is one pane, and this is another pane you have. Okay, something like that. This is called pane or block. Okay, pane or block. Discount related pane, profit related pane. Okay, something like that. You do have it. Okay, yeah. Next, and the next one is what? Cell. Cell, nothing but this is the particular one. This particular one is a cell. Okay, this is a cell. Right, guys? Cell. We used to call it as cell. The reason I'm saying you this terminology is sometimes your customers, they'll specifically mention this cell has to be highlighted in this way. This block or this pane has to be highlighted in this way. So you're not supposed to have a confusion. So that is the reason I'm specifying very keenly about the terminology also. Okay, fine. Next, how we can define the, look at this. What are we going to discuss is what? Title. Now, how we can define a title for this report, right? Guys, you are doing this sort of changes at worksheet level. Am I right? You are dealing this kind of stuff at worksheet level. Now, see here, this is what? Your worksheet. Guys, if I save this worksheet, what is the extension? TWB, Tableau workbook. So don't forget that. Okay, Tableau workbook, TWB. That is what I have shown you. TWB. What is that? TWB, nothing but Tableau workbook. Fine. Now, so now what am I going to do? Let's say this report name is something like channel report. Example. Okay, this is my report name. Sheet name, especially this worksheet name is what? Channel report. Fine. Now, how I can include the title? Look at this. Very simple. Go to worksheet. You have to define it as show title. See, show title. Right. Do you want to hide this? Yep. Do you want to enable it again? Yes. Show title. Okay. Now, select this particular title. Right click. Do you want to edit this? Yep. Now I would like to keep it at center of this report. Yes. And the color should be something like this. Okay. Which is italic mode. Whatever. You can play around with this. Okay. Right. And you want to include the sheet name, full name, username, everything you can place it here also. Now. Okay. See. This is what. Right, guys. Now do you want to reset it? See again. Control Z again. Something like this. This is what? Title. Okay. Show title. Right, guys. Now do you want to play around with this? Go to edit title. See. Okay. Something like this. Format. Okay. Now look at this. Okay. And all these things you can play around with this, guys. Practice. Okay. See. This is the way that you can deal with this. Yes. This is what? Title. Then what is the next one, guys? Show caption. Guys, look at this. What is this? Show caption. Yeah, look at this. This caption, you are seeing it, right? You can edit this, everything, whatnot you can do. Okay, fine. Now look at this. You know what? This caption is auto-generated by the tool. Am I entered here? No, look at this. Now, when I add one more element, now look at this. For example, let's say I'm trying to add something like order date to my report. Look at this. This caption is keep on changing. Now look at this. See, isn't it? Yes, this is the beauty of your Tableau. See, this caption is keep on changing. The trend of sum of discount, something like this. Okay, as per the elements that what you are choosing at your rows level or columns level, whatever it is, right? Similarly, now look at this. So you have sum of discount of each category. So category wise, and you have discounts. Now, when I add one more measure, look at this, sum of discount and sum of profit for each category. So this caption is keep on changing. Guys, let me tell you, the business objects and the Cognos MicroStrategy is not having this kind of a mechanism. Okay, guys. So this is again an advanced functionality which is to brief about the layout of the reports which is available in your Tableau desktop. Okay, so this is about something like this. Okay, right, guys. Now look at this. If I add one more dimension, for example, see, this keep on changing, isn't it? So this is the way to deal with the captioning stuff. So yes, end user might ask you, whenever I open up my dashboard, it has to say, look at this, it has to show me the respective captions. They will ask you like this. See, yes, you have to obey with that. Now look at this. So let's say I would like to represent the values here. Then what am I going to do? Look at this. Show marked labels. See, labels. Okay, mark labels. So something like this. So you can use this mark labels also. Okay, right, guys. Now if I want to disable this, very simple. Okay, so that is the way, right? Yeah. Now similarly, you have what? Summary. What is that, guys? Summary. Look at this. You have, look at this, discount wise and profit wise. Look at this. Okay, discount wise and profit wise. Look at the sum, average, maximum, okay, minimum, and the median value. It would be represented here itself. Okay, so now when I go to my dashboard, look at this. You have the summations, summarized information here. Okay, see, and you want to see another values also? If yes, absolutely, you can enable this. See, standard deviation again. See, and again, first quartile, second quartile, third quartile, whatnot. These all can be, end user also can perform as per his need basis, right? So this is the way, guys. Okay, yeah, right. So this is what a summation related to this respective worksheet. Fine. If you want to disable this, simple. Simply disable this summary. Fine. Now you have different portions here, right? Like, let me tell you this way. Now what you have this marks and filters. Okay, so filters are for what? Now look at this. Let's say on category I would like to apply a filter. I think I have gone through already. Anyhow, now look at this. We have mark, right? See these marks. Now let's say I would like to highlight this category with some colors. Now look at this. Simple. Just drag and drop. See, with the different colors. And do you want to change the colors? If yes, look at this. Let's say, look at this. Furniture should represent in green color. Office supplies should represent in something like this. And technology big C, something like this. Okay? Yeah. See, In this way, you can change the each and every representation of your list of value, nothing but your header colors also that can be changed. Okay, and now look at this. What is this? Sizing. Now look at this. Go to category. Let's say I would like to apply sizing, which means based upon the value. Look at this. 23 in the sense very less. So it is very thin color, very thin mode, thin line. Now office supplies. How much is the value? 67.70. So 23.40. So something like this. Okay. So it differs in this way. Right, guys? You can play around with this. Okay. And if I want to remove this, very simple. Select, remove this. Okay. So this is the way. This is the way. Now, labeling in the sense, you know, right, guys? Labels. See. Labels instead, this is the values. Okay. Whatever you are seeing here, right? Just now, what I have shown you. This is what? Labels. Okay, labels. Now, do you want to apply any specific label? It just needs to pull in those respective elements. That's it. Now, look at this label. See. So, you are applying a label on some dimensional, textual dimensional here. So, that is the reason it's showing like furniture. And if I want to show this, see, like this. Okay. Now, remove. Something like this. Okay. Now, what is this tooltip? Tooltip is nothing but this one, guys. It is showing like category and discount, right? So this is what a tooltip. Okay, tooltip. Now, do you want to change anything with the tooltips? Yes, you can give it as per, you know, depends on your need basis. You can change this stuff as well. This is what tooltips, right? Now, what am I going to discuss is, in summary we have gone through. Now look at this, guys, and you can see the data of this particular pane, whatever you have. This way. Okay, you can see the data of opposite. Okay, look at this. Simple. Select, right click. Sorry. Okay, view data on this particular category and discount, because you are having the measurable value. That is the reason. See, select all. Okay, view data. So technology. This is summarized data because you have measure here, right? That is the reason. Okay, category and discount. So on overall, what is the summations you have it? Something like this. And do you want to export this data into CSV format? Look at this. Yes, you can export. Look at this, CSV. Okay, you can export into other format of a report also. This data, whatever you have it here. Okay, and you can play around with the formatting, and you want to play with, copy this. Anyhow, you will come to know this. Okay, don't worry with that. Fine. Now, the next one, what am I going to discuss is working with the measures. You know, right, guys? What is meant by measure? Look at this. Measure. Whatever you are having it with the hash symbol, that is what a measure. So measures meant for what? Measures are, okay, measures are which are having aggregated data, summarized data, measures which can be summed up with the different aggregate functions like sum, maximum, minimum, average, count, mean, median, such kind of aggregative functions. So you can do a summed up data. Okay. Now let me have one more worksheet. Okay. Now look at this. And now I'm going to deal with axis. Okay. What is that? Working with measures with the axis. Okay. Now, basically we have three types of axis, guys. Okay, and before that, let me tell you one thing. Let me show you this naming convention. Okay. See, I think you know this, right? Data view worksheet. And whatever you are seeing, this particular data, whatever the portion that you are seeing here is called table. Okay, table. And the whole stuff, whatever you are seeing is data view. Data view. Okay. And this is what your worksheet. So you are understanding, right? See, table is nothing but this particular data, whatever it is representing the stuff. That is what table. And the whole, including with the titles, that is what data view. Okay. Fine. Now, coming to axis again. So axis, how many actions we have? Axis. Three types of axis. that is individual axis, blended axis, as well as dual axis. Okay, individual axis, blended axis, dual axis. Now let's see how to discuss with this axis in terms of measures. Okay, in terms of measures. So let's talk about individual axis first. What is this, guys? Individual axis. Now here we go. Individual axis. Okay, now look at this. I'm choosing one dimensional element, that is category. Whatever, if you want, you can choose. Okay, one dimensional element. Now look at this measure. Okay, now look at this. At this time, what you have, one measure, and so one block you have also. Now I'm going to add one more dimension. So what happened? For each and every measure, you have a separate portion here, right? Now look at, let me enable the values. See, look at this. For discount, you have one portion, so which is discount related stuff. And see, I'm supposed to choose another measure. Okay, look at this. Discount, you have one block, and for profit you have one block. So which means what? You have multiple measures, and if you observe clearly, for each and every section and the block, whatever you are seeing here, right, you have, see, different marks together. Now let's say profit, I would like to denote it in a different representations. Now look at this, and this profit should represent, you have to automatic here. Now let's say I would like to have it in a, see, okay, see, discount, you have it in what? This kind of a chart. Now I would like to change it. Let's say I would like to have it in some shape wise. Look at this, right? Now look at this. Let's say I would like to have it in like Gantt chart. See, so you have what? A separate measure and separate marks. Okay, now look at this. See, something like this. Okay, see, you have a unique features here. Okay, something like this again. Now, so you have polygon symbols. Okay, now see, okay, right, now, and again this discount, I'm supposed to highlight it in a different colors. Now look at this. Now you just need to just drag and drop here. See, do you want to change the colors? If yes, you can. Now do you want to change the graph? Yes. See, now I would like to change the colors. See, you can, in fact you can. See, this is the way. Similarly, you have what? This is what? For discount block. Similarly, you have what for what? You have profit. Again, now look at this. So this profit I would like to represent in something line color like this. See, and again this profit also is having the own naming convention. Again, sizing. Look at this. So profit should have size. Look at this. Wherever the value is high, it is showing it in a bold color, something like this. See, okay, this is what called as individual axis. Okay, guys, what called as what? Individual axis, right? Now what is the understandable point here? Look at this. Each and every measure will have a separate axis, isn't it? See, each and every measure, discount is a measure and it is having separate axis. Profit is a measure, it is having a separate axis, isn't it? So each and every measure will have a separate axis. Fine. Now, and each and every axis will have separate marks, isn't it? See, each and every axis will have separate marks. See, you have a separate mark for discount and you have separate mark for the profit. See, what not you have. This is the way. This is the beauty behind the individual axis. Now, does it accept only two measures? No guys, there is no such a rule like that. See, now let's say this time I'm going to add something like quantity. See, you have one more measure. Now look at this. Even for quantity also, look at this. See, let's say this time I would like to have something like circles. See, okay. See, and this quantity should have the sizing also. See, right guys? So this is the way. So what does it mean? Tell me guys. Does it accept multiple values or not? Sorry, multiple measures. Does it accept multiple measures or not? Yes, absolutely it accepts multiple measures. Okay. Yes, it accepts multiple measures. Do you agree with me? Tell me guys, does it accept or not? Absolutely yes. Now look at this. Can we swap this into different modes of representation? Yes. Now look at this. You can swap it easily. And do you wanna apply sorting on segment? See. And in this way, ascending, descending, look at this. This is what guys. In this way, you can deal with the individual axis. Aman, can you go to mute please? Because the voice is echoing. Yeah, thank you. Right guys, so this is the way. Now if you want to deal with summary, everything, see individuality is being provided here in respect to your measures. Okay, here we go. Yeah, any questions related to individual access, please? And you know what guys, you have all also here. Okay, all, this all is nothing but it is going to be applicable on overall on these three elements. It is going to be applicable not only on individual marks, you have this all also. Now look at this, for example segment. Okay, wherever you use the segment it is going to be applicable. See, like that you can define it. Okay, yeah, the all. So all instance for all these three reporting elements, three blocks I can say. Okay, three panes. One pane is profit, another pane is discount, and another one is quantity, like that. Okay, so you can play around with this. Yeah. Any questions on individual axis? Aman or anyone? Harish, Karuna, Prasad, Roja, Ramkrishna, Bhargavi. Any questions? Please.
Ganesh, Harish here.
Yes, Harish, please.
Can you increase the size of this individual pane? I mean, the cell. I mean, a block.
See. Okay.
Okay.
You can play around.
I mean, like, right.
Okay. But most of the cases, right, Harish? I mean, as per the best practices, it shouldn't be. I can say what I can say. It shouldn't be very awkward. Okay. So that is the reason most of the cases they will try to have a common size. Okay. Common zooming, I can say. Okay. But still you can. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And do you want to have for different tabs here, right? For different worksheets, do you want to have the different colors, whatnot? Just like your Excel. Okay. This is the way.
Thanks, Ganesh.
No problem, sir. Yeah. And whatever we are discussing, few of the stuff that is available here. Okay. So you have to capture that. You have to catch that. Okay. Okay, guys. So if you are done with the individual access, if you don't have any questions, now let's move on to what is another one. That is what? Blended access. What is that? Blended access. Now let me create one more worksheet. Okay. What am I trying to do? Now I'm going to do the blended axis. Okay. Yep. Now here also, now what am I going to do? Let's say I'm going to choose category and corresponding measure. Fine. Now, so this blended axis, right? Blending in the sense, guys, it is a generic meaning. Just nothing but blending in the sense, just like mixing, or we can call it as amalgamation. Nothing but combining, I can say. Okay, combining. You are combining what? Since you are dealing with the measures, you are combining the measures here. Okay. Now look at this. So simple. All what you need to do is you need to pick up one more measure. Let's say I'm picking up something like sales. Now look at this. Just needs to drag and drop on the opposite portion of your measure here. Look at this. Okay. Come on, what happened to this? Give me a second. Now what am I going to do? I'm just pulling this into, now look at this. So just pulling the sales. This is becoming jewel chart again. See what happened, guys? Look at this. What happened? You have a measure here, right? You have a dimension and multiple measures. So how I achieve this? Simple. Just drag and drop another measure. See. Okay. I can show you a very simple one. Let me remove all these things. See what you have. Let's say you have one sort of dimensional value and you have one measure. Fine. Okay. Now, right, guys. Now what am I going to do? Now I'm going to add one more measure. Look at this. You can just pull in, just drag and drop here. Okay. Once you drop it here, now you have what? Side by side bars. Look at this graph, side by side graph. Okay, you have this one, right? Now just swap it this. So you have what? Multiple measures. Again, now I can do what? I can add one more measure also. That is also fine. Now look at this. Just pull in here. And again, swap it once. You have side by side graph. Now again, you can swap it. See how many measures I have? 3 measures. Okay. Let's say the discount is not showing any data. So if you want, you can remove this. Not an issue. Okay. The discount can be excluded. Okay. That's it. See, multiple measures. And did you observe this, guys? Again, each and every measure, look at this, right, is representing in a different colors. Now, again, do you want to change this? Again, go to edit colors. Okay, this is what. Now, how many measures I have it here? 3 measures. Look at the values. See, different values. 3 measures. And for these, what I can do, if you want, you can define the summations. Okay, yes, absolutely, you can do that as well. Okay, now here, how many measures I have? Multiple measures. Okay, multiple measures, right, guys? So blending is nothing but mixing up or amalgamation of your measure objects. It is having 2 approaches, right? What is the first approach? Just manual in the sense, as I said, you just need to drag and drop from the respect opposite to this. Okay, and another one is what? Automatic approach. That is what? Choosing a side by side graph. over here. Whatever you have it here, this is what side by side graph. That's it. Your job is done. Now, look at this. You have what here? You have multiple measures, and each and every measure is representing different set of data. Now look at this. If you want to see, you can see the values. Okay, what not. Now look at this. Okay, see these two ways. Now, does it support multiple measures? Look at this. Don't you have multiple measures here? If you want, you can add one more measure also. Fine. Yes, it is supporting multiple measures. Yes, absolutely it is possible. Isn't it, guys? Yes, absolutely supporting. Now, don't you think that each and every measure is representing different set of value? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, yes. See. So, multiple measures for multiple colors for each and every measure. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Yeah. Right, guys. This is why. Okay. So, multiple measures, multiple colors. Yeah, so simple. So manual in the sense, Bhargavi, I'm going to choose pull the respective elements in this way. I'm going to place it here manually. Okay, that is a manual attempt. But automatic attempt in the sense, under show me, you have what? Side by side graph, right? So this one. Okay, so this is what the difference. And but I have, of course, I'm showing it in different notations. That's it. See. Okay, that is the difference. This is automatic approach, and the manual approach is manually you are going to pull each and every measure as per your need basis. Okay, that is the difference.
Okay.
Bhargavi?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Any other questions, guys? Guys, the reason I'm specifying the types of axes, you are not supposed to confused with the nature of the graphs. So that is the reason. Okay. So you have to keep in mind about this, because sometimes an end user will say that I need a blended axis, but you have to see the feasibility, how he is asking, what is the requirement. So that is the reason I'm emphasizing in this way. Okay. Yeah. Now, the another one is dual axis. What is this? Dual axis. The name itself is saying, guys, dual. Okay, so which means you can have only two measures. You can have what? Only two measures. Okay, now here we go. Okay, dual axis. Now look at this. So what am I going to do? Again, some dimensional element, and again a measure. Fine. Now what am I going to do? So definitely it is having multiple measures, right? Now look at this. So the another measure, let's say here I have a discount, right? Now I'm going to choose sales, something like that. Now look at this. I'm just pulling and placing an opposite side of the axis. Okay. Opposite side of the axis, right? Now I would like to have something like bar chart. Okay. See, it is representing different set of information. That is one thing. Let me show you in this way. So you have sales. Okay. Now, sorry, you just need to pull the opposite side of the axis. Here. See, what happened? Look at this, guys. You have sales with one scale and profit with another scale. Look at this. Sales is having what? 10K, 20K, 30K, something like that. Okay. Now, profit is what? You have something like 0K, 2K, 4K, something like that. So what? Different axes together. Okay. See, look at this. What you need to do? You need to drag the second measure and drop on the opposite axis. See, drop the opposite axis. So what I did, simple. The profit, okay, the profit, whatever I have, the first measure I already have the sales. Now the profit I'm just dragging and dropping at the opposite side of the axis. Okay, now look at this. the sales axis was something different and the profit axis was something different. Now you have to do what? The second measure axis you're supposed to synchronize with the first axis. That is what? Synchronizing axis. Okay guys, because the scales are different, both are different here. Okay, both the scales are different here. So that is the reason. Okay, that is the reason we need to synchronize this. So now I need to enable this synchronize axis. See, for this primary object, for primary measure, the synchronize axis is disabled. Okay, so that is the reason we always supposed to do the synchronize axis for the secondary measure. So whatever you have pulled the next time. So that is the reason. Now look at this. Once I synchronize it, what happened? Look at this. Both the axes are in sync. So this is the way to deal with the dual axis. Now, can I add one more measure? No, it is not acceptable. It accepts only two measures. Okay, guys. So this is what? Synchronize axis. Synchronize axis. Okay. Now, automatic in the sense, look at this. You have what? Dual combination. You can choose this also. Either ways, you have a dual combination. Manually, you have to just drag and drop. At automatic in the sense, look at this. You have what? Two measures. Look at here. It is also letting you know. Now this is what? Manual. Now I'm going to show you automatic. Okay. Now look at this. Now let's say I'm going to choose something like a date functionality here. Okay. And measure. Let's say profit and sales, something like that. Okay. Fine. Now look at this. What is this? Dual axis. One date, 0 or more dimensions, two measures. Here we go. Okay. See, one measure is indicating what? Sales. This pink color is indicating sales, and this profit is indicating this one. And do you want to change anything else? See, I selected sales and I'm keeping it like bar. See, something like this. You can play around, guys. Okay, line or whatever. Okay, you can play around. This is what? A dual axis. So even over here also you have what? How many measures? Two measures, but not more than that. The name itself is indicating you will have only two axes. Okay. So this is what. Now look at this. Here also you have the axis issue. 0 to 2K, something like that. No? You have to synchronize the axis. So then only it makes sense. Okay, so don't forget this. So this is what, guys. Any questions related to individual axis, blended axis, and dual axis? And let me save this. I'm saving it like in my desktop. I'm saving it with what is the extension? TWB is the extension. Okay. Yeah.
Dual.
Sorry.
If it is in the dual axis, only same type of measures can be done.
No, how we can say only same type of measure? See, profit is different measure and sale is a different measure, right? So two different representations of measurable values. You have it.
Or synchronizing part, like both are in the form of thousands, right?
Yeah. See, then only it makes sense, right? One axis not supposed to, because you have a common dimension. Dimension is common, so that is the reason both the axes should be in sync. Then only it makes sense. Okay. And one measure should be in different scale and another measure will be in different scale. In case if you need a graph like that, yes, you can project. But if customer will say that I need to be both in same scale, then you have to synchronize it. Okay. And if you don't want this, you can uncheck it. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Thank you. Thanks for your time. Thank you. Bye bye. Let's